Hey, what's going on, guys? What if your faith was the missing piece in building the kingdom success in your business? In this episode, we're going to break down how to stop grinding on your own strength and how to start building with God's strategy. So let's get it. I'm your host, Rich Wallstreet Williams. On the Motivate Podcast Show, we always say less, and we definitely want to believe for more. Listen, we are in for a treat today. We have Mr. Rob Dawson. Mr. Rob Dawson, he is a high performance entrepreneur, CEO, business strategist. He's known for teaching people faith and business principles that help them bridge the gap between their dreams and their reality and experiencing greater dimensions of success. Rob's mission is to motivate, educate, and challenge people to live out their dreams, live the life that matters, makes an impact in the world around them. Mr. Rob Dawson, bro, welcome to the show today, man.
Come on, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm on the Motivate Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. I'm excited for the conversation, Rich.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so people's lives, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you taking out some time. I know, like I was saying earlier, you probably got to hop on a flight in about 30 minutes. So we want to be appreciative of this time and this opportunity that we have, man. So, hey, man, take a couple of minutes. I know who you are, but take a couple of minutes and tell us a little bit about yourself, Rob.
Yeah, man. I'm a man of faith, entrepreneur, a family man, father, husband of 18 plus years. I know I don't look like I got a 16-year-old, but I got a beautiful 16-year-old daughter. And man, I've just learned a lot of great lessons in life. And most importantly, it's that everything we do, we got to do it by faith. You know, the Bible says that the just shall live by faith. So my success in life and in business has been by faith. Without God, awesome, without the grace of God and my faith in God, I would not be where I am today. So really excited to just pour out and share the lessons that I've learned and the things that I believe can help people to win in business.
That's awesome, man, because the anchor scripture that I'm using for these episodes is Colossians 3:23, and this is whatever you do it heartily unto the Lord, man. And with that being said, Rob, can you see the impact that doing what you do in your business from a heart to please God had made a difference over the years?
Oh yeah, absolutely. First thing I'll say is when you have clients that you haven't worked with for years come back to you years down the road, that's typically a good sign when you got that level of retention. But just also being able to be what my buddy Ed Milet once said. He said, you got to be an evangelist in your business. And so I've been able to lead people to the Lord through my business. Yeah, that's nice. I've been able to hire employees and team members, many of which were better than me in areas that they were great at. So I had an awesome team. You know, the company I just sold a few months ago, I was able to run a business, Rich, that was successful and lasted 10 years before I sold it, man. I don't know if you know this stat, but 8 out of 10 businesses fail after the first 5 years. And so I think that speaks volumes to what you're able to accomplish when you do it by faith. And so, and one of the interesting things about it was the first month of full-time entrepreneurship, I wanted to quit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the first day I looked in the mirror, Rich, and you know how typically on those cartoons or those TV shows, like you got a devil here and then the angel here.
Right.
Bro, I had a devil and a devil.
You had two devils.
I had two devils. And I left a 6-figure salary job in corporate America to chase my dream and to become a full-time entrepreneur. And I remember the first day I looked in the mirror, man, the devil that was here and here were like, man, you stupid. Like, what did you do? You made the wrong choice. You shouldn't have did this. You should go back to your job. You know, all these different things were going through my head, but I was able to push through that moment. And then 30 days in, within 30 days, my dad died to cancer. And I remember even that moment feeling like I wanted to just, tuck away and not do anything for a few weeks and just really grieve. And I remember saying to myself, bruh, like we all in on this thing. You gotta keep moving forward. And so we were able to push through moments like that and achieve some great things through them by faith.
Yeah, man. And what I appreciate about what you shared, Rob, is, and you glazed over this. Now you were already doing well right? You were in like the top 3%, 1%. And is that correct in what you were doing?
Correct. Yeah. In sales and sales management, we were the number 2 region in the country for a radio station that I was working, radio company that I was working for at the time. So was doing well. I had just got promoted, was given another market in Philadelphia. I was managing Philly and Baltimore. And so was doing really well. But when you got a dream, man, God put something in your heart. I want people to know you got to pursue it. You got to go after it. It's not just going to happen. So left that 6-figure salary job to pursue the dream.
Yeah. And you know, that's important to know that when God has given us a dream or vision, the Bible says in Habakkuk, you know, we write the vision down, make it plain so that he that reads may run. And so I'm sure you would agree that, you know, part of your success as it relates to building and having the sustainability that you've had over 10 plus years is your vision that's connected to God, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things that I teach is something called the BVVM framework, and it stands for belief, visions, values, and mindset. So in business, to have a strong foundation, one, you got to make sure that your beliefs are aligned with God's beliefs, right? Your beliefs are aligned with the word, that you believe for the ridiculous. You know, that's my motto.
Come on, bro.
Believe for some stuff, go after some stuff that other people are afraid to believe for and go after. Some people are going to call you ridiculous for some of the things that you believe, but you got to have those beliefs aligned with the word, beliefs aligned with your faith. And then that second part of that framework, Rich, is vision. And interesting thing about vision is it evolves. And so one of the lessons that I've learned in this thing, now that I've sold a business, right? And I no longer own that business because I've sold that vision off to somebody else. Now it's like you have to re-envision some things, you know, at different times and seasons of your life. So it's an interesting stage that I'm at where I'm re-envisioning some things that God has placed in my heart.
Yeah, and along that journey of you know, this vision, re-visioning and what God has placed on your heart, you know, Jesus said that, you know, first the blade, then the ear of corn, right? And then on what I'm hearing you say is that vision, it didn't really change so much because the desire is this kingdom building. That's what I'm hearing is at the heart of what you do.
Absolutely. Definitely. That ties into the values, right? What do you value?
Yes.
What are your core values? What do you stand for? Who are you? Who has God called you, right?
Wow.
What has he called you to? So being able to keep those values close to your heart and top of mind are so important. And so one of the things I had learned in business, just as an example, why that's important, that you had that foundation, is one time I made a really bad hire in my business. And at the time it made sense. But me and that person didn't share the same value.
Okay.
You know, he didn't like talking to clients and customers. He didn't like, you know, he didn't provide as great customer service as I did. So it didn't work. Right?
He's on the wrong team.
But then I've made some great hires where the clients are like, man, he's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. And so it's so important that you have those values as the foundation also for as you re-envision things and as you evolve, it keeps you on course.
Yeah, that's good. You know, you just reminded me, you took me back to my wife and I years ago. We had a cleaning company and I hired my mom. And, you know, it wasn't popular, but I had to let her go.
Hey, we both having flashbacks because the person I hired was a family member too.
Oh, so now, you know, for those that are watching, we're not saying that family members can't be good employees or partners in your business, but what we are saying is value and vision matters.
Absolutely. And they got to be aligned.
They got to be in alignment. So that's interesting, that alignment. So Rob, when you look at maybe taking on a new customer, a new client, maybe a new partnership, what are some of the things you look for as it relates to the alignment? What are indicators that this potentially is a good alignment for me?
That leads into the next piece of the framework. Mindset.
Okay.
We share the same mindset, right? Like I remember a great man of faith once said, you got to go with the goers.
Right.
Not everybody wants to go where you're going.
Right.
And oftentimes your dream, your vision, everybody's not going to believe in your dream. Everybody's not going to believe in your vision. But as long as you believe in it and you understand and you know that dream or vision came from God, then you want to continue to pursue and move forward in that thing, regardless of how it feels or what it looks like, regardless of what people say, right? So having the same mindset, like, do they have a mindset of abundance? Do they have a mindset of like, go get her, let's make this thing happen, let's attack this thing, let's go after it, right? Those things are really important, along with the values. Do they value what I value? Do they believe what I believe? And so I think that's really important. And then also one of the ways that you can ensure that is when you work with somebody for the first time, like, don't just be so quick to hire people onto your team full time. Right? I give them a project or two and see if they can be faithful over the little. So I think that's really
Okay.
important.
That's a
That you
biblical
give them a
principle.
project, see how they operate, see if the vision and the value and the mindset's aligned. Give them a little bit more. And, once you have established that, that's when you, I guess, establish that long-term relationship.
Yeah, and that's that's a biblical principle where before you build, Jesus said, you count the cost, right?
Definitely.
And that's what I'm hearing, Rob, is that part of that alignment is that mindset, because mindset really matters. It really, really matters. I was listening to a video by Myron Golden, and we both would admit that Myron Golden is both of our mentors.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And he was talking about the importance of words and having the right mindset. And he said, and he made a statement. He said a lot of people, they major in insecurity, but they minor in talking faith. They're focused more on what they can't do and the mindset about their struggles and their past, as opposed to focusing in on what the promises have to say. And that's what I'm hearing you saying, man, that alignment piece. Now, so give the letters again for those that are just logging on. You said the BVVM.
BVVM, beliefs, vision, values, and mindset. You got to believe for the ridiculous.
Okay.
You got to believe for more. You got to believe for greater, right? And then you got to have the vision. You got to see it. You got to see it before you see it. You got to see it before you have it.
Okay.
You got to see it here and you got to see it here.
Okay.
And so that's really important, that you see beyond where you are. Right. That's the vision. And then the values are what you believe, as it relates to what God has said about you, what God has said about the vision. And then you got to keep the right mindset. And that keeping the right mindset is a continual process. I love this. I attended one of John Maxwell's events not too long ago, and he was talking about how growth is a mindset and how it has to be intentional. It has to be intentional. It has to be value, and it has to be continual. And I believe that's why Jesus said, if you continue in my word, then you are my disciples indeed.
Wow.
That continuation process, Rich, is so important in life and business, man. And sometimes, look, for the people that are watching this, I just want to encourage you. Sometimes you can get off in your mindset.
Yes.
Sometimes you can get off of your values, right? You can get off the course, off the path that you once were on. But the good news is that through and by faith, at any moment, you can make a decision to get right back on the path.
Yeah.
And God is always there with open arms, right? And his word is always here, the blueprint, the manual.
Come on.
Right?
Come on. You got your
And
Bible.
So at any point, we can make a decision to get right back on course with those things, get right back into that mindset, renew our mind, renovate our mind.
Yes.
And continue to move forward by faith.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I'm hearing inside of what you're sharing in the BVVM is this identity, who I am and whose I am. Right.
Absolutely.
Understanding that that we are men of purpose. We are men that are righteous. We are men that reflect kingdom principles, man. And that's the thing I love about it, Rob. And you and I have conversations. We don't have to always talk every day, text every day, but when we connect, man, that mindset and that conversation, man, its impact, its impartation, and its value is taken to the next level. And speaking about the next level, you talked about some of the challenges that you've had in the past, right, bro? And so now when you look back on some of the challenges that you've had in the past, and you're moving forward and you're successfully climbing and taking your family, your business to the next level, how did you navigate tough times, challenging times? How did you do it?
Man, that's a great question. First thing comes to mind is you got to stay close to your squad, Rich. You were talking about that mindset piece just a moment ago and how we share a similar mindset and how we can vibe and really stretch one another when we get together.
Yes, sir.
But you got to stay close to that squad. As our pastor said for a long time, you got to hang with those that have your answer, get away from those that got your problem.
Absolutely.
So for me, one is a married man choosing the right wife, right? Having a godly woman who can remind you who you are, remind you of the word.
Right.
And then having great brothers like yourself around me throughout that time, especially when tough times and challenging times come. You got to have people that remind you who you are, what God has said, and things like that. So that's really important. Yeah. The other thing is you got to continue to feed your spirit and feed your mind the right stuff, right? And so for me, even as of late, I've been leaning more into reading books and listening to audios and different things as it relates to mindset, just so I can keep myself fresh. Like one book that I'm reading right now is called The Obstacle is the Way.
The
Like,
obstacle is the way.
just that title alone, the obstacle, like sometimes you got to go through the obstacle to get to where, you know what I mean? So stuff like that. I literally fell asleep with my headphones on last night listening to that, right? And then I'm listening to another book right now called The Moment the Man Demands.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you're constantly filling yourself up with that, even in challenging times, Rich, and in business and in life, it's going to renew your mind, renovate your thinking as it relates to some things, keep those beliefs strong, and allow you to continue to have vision even in the midst of a storm.
Yeah, I love it, man. When you talked about the squad, right? Having that right team around you. And you know, I had the thought earlier today is, you know, people say there's safety in numbers, and that's true. And the opposite side of that is also danger in numbers.
Right.
If it's the wrong crowd, if it's the wrong mindset, that's dangerous. Right.
Correct.
And so it is, you know, scripturally, it's important to surround ourselves with people that are like-minded, like faith, like-minded, believe the same things, et cetera. You know, as you think about, you know, navigating some of those tough times and those challenging times and taking your business to the next level, and let's just talk about Rob Dawson, the husband, the father. How did that impact? How did you become a better father, a better husband during those times? Is it all connected to the same though?
Yeah.
This is a blue couch. For those who don't know, Rob and Ev, his wife, Ev, and I listen, brother, let me tell you something. Why you thinking about an answer? Next month, I'm doing a series on how to fight for your marriage. I got to have the Dawsons on.
Okay.
How to fight.
We're looking forward to it.
So you know, the tough times, challenging time, and then you became a better person. And so how did Rob Dawson, the father, how did Rob Dawson, the husband, what did that bring up? Well, how did that expand you in those roles?
I would say one, through self-reflection and self-evaluation, it forces you to grow, right? Because whatever is not growing is dying. And one of my mottos in life and business has always been, you either evolve or you dissolve.
Right.
And so for me, that self-reflection and looking on the inside and being willing to make those minor adjustments along the way. I like this term, holy pivots. Sometimes you got to make some holy pivots. Right. And we see that all throughout scripture with the lives of different people like David and Nehemiah. Right.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's about making those small fine-tuned adjustments to become a better man, a better husband, a better business person. Right. And I'm reminded of a piece of advice my wife gave me early on in business. I went to her that first month in business. You know, I told you that I had two devils on both shoulders.
Right.
And I was like, babe, I'm frustrated. Like, it's going okay, but it's not going exactly the way I anticipated. And I didn't leave, you know, my job, my nice job that I had just been promoted for this. Yeah. And she said, babe, have you gone to God for your strategy?
Oh, wow.
She said, have you gone to God for your strategy? And I looked at her like, nope. But what I did was I went and got on my knees and I went to God for the strategy. And I made a decision in that moment to partner with God. And as a result, that's when the business took off. That's when the business started growing 30, 40% year over year.
Yeah.
So even now, those of you who are watching this and listening to this, I want to encourage you to go to God for your strategy. Maybe you're frustrated in business. Maybe you're frustrated in your marriage, your relationships, right? God knows it all. And so if we go to the one who knows it all, right? He said, if any man or woman lacks wisdom, and they ask for it, he'll freely give it. Yes. So if we go to the one with the answers, if we touch the desk every day that we get up, right? We go into the CEO of the CEO's desk, right? Or the general manager, right? Yeah. We go into his office and we touch the desk and we ask him about our day. We ask him about the challenges of the business. That's when we can really level up and accelerate our success. So you got to partner with God in everything that you do.
Yeah, that's really is important, man, because you know, for guys, you know, we don't ask help. We just go out and we just do it. Now we're warriors by nature and by heart. We're conquerors. Unless you know, we've had experiences that you know, that eroded that identity of a strong, bold man of God. However, in reaching out or launching out and doing things, sometimes we don't stop and ask for directions.
Right.
Like you did, you checked in with your wife, man, babe. And the beauty about it is that you were in the position, or you guys have a relationship that she can share things like that and you can receive from her.
Yes,
right.
sir.
Because, in some guys, unfortunately, how guys have a tendency, you're going the wrong direction, but you're not going to stop and ask direction and ask for help. Right. And sometimes your wife is a good place to get help.
Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. So good, man. So tell us, Rob, what's next for you? What's next?
Man, really got some excited things that I'm passionate and excited about.
Okay.
One, we have a nonprofit called Dream Makers. I want to encourage those of you watching this to go to dreammakers.org.
Okay.
And makers is spelled MKRS without the vowels. So Dream Makers.
I'm going to put the link in the comment section.
And that stands for mentors who are kind enough to care, resilient enough to stick it out, and have a servant's heart. So we serve at-risk youth and youth that come from the inner city of places like Wilmington, Delaware, where I grew up, Baltimore, DC, Orlando, Florida. And we teach them real life tools, career development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, business, leadership, financial literacy. So really passionate and excited about that. Right. That's one of those things, Rich, that, like I said, not everybody's going to believe in your dream or your vision. But I believe that God has called you and I dream makers.
Yes.
And he's put people like your audience watching this now on the planet to help make dreams happen for somebody else.
Absolutely.
So really excited about that. And then also I'm in the process of becoming a business broker.
Okay.
Now that I've successfully built and sold a business, I know what that process is like, and I know what to do and what not to do. So I want to help other business owners and entrepreneurs, one, position their business to get it in a place to be able to sell it if that's something they decide to do later down the road. But also, if you're an existing entrepreneur or business owner and you want to grow, one of the best ways that people can grow their business and their income and their assets is by buying income producing assets like a business, an existing business that already exists. So I'm going to be helping people to be able to do that so that they can level up and expand their business, grow their business. So really, really excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And you have got the coaching piece.
We do. So part of that is I have a community to bring entrepreneurs in called the Build Your Business, Build Your Bridge community. And that's on School. So if people want to connect with me, you can join a community where you can get group coaching monthly with me, ask questions. We do trainings. Man, it's awesome. A super minimal investment to get in, right? To get that level of knowledge.
Right.
And then from there, I can help somebody buy a business or build their business. But that's something that we currently have going on. And you can connect with me on Instagram, hit the link in my bio, or go to robdawson.tv for more information.
So as you can see, that Rob has the world covered. So
hey, top 3 priorities. That's the thing that when I was talking with one of John Maxwell's guy, his head of business development, we were out for lunch, and he said, John was on a virtual webinar seminar yesterday, but he couldn't figure out how to get the Zoom working. So, me or somebody from the staff had to go over. And in my head, I'm like, John Maxwell don't know how to, work Zoom. And he was like, in my head, I'm thinking well, okay, he's up there in age. A couple things are going through my head. And he said this to me, Rich. He said, John only does 3 things. He writes, he reads, and he speaks. That's all he does. And so being able to prioritize my life, my time as it relates to business, really hone in, man, my thing is I want to help business owners. I want to help teenagers be able to level up their life, fulfill their dreams, be successful in life and business. And I want to speak into people. I want to bless people. I want to encourage people to go higher and educate them in life and in business and in faith. So, man, you got to narrow in your focus and your vision sometimes, man, and really lock in. So that's where Dream Makers and Build Your Business, Build Your Bridge, and helping people to be able to buy and sell businesses comes in.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And so, I'm going to post all those links in the comment section, and I'm encouraging everyone, go check out what Rob is doing. A high performance entrepreneur. He got some things going on, loves God. He's a lover of Jesus. He's the real deal,
yes,
right?
Sir.
He's authentic. He's the real deal. And the other thing is and you touched on this a little bit, Rob, and I just want to encourage those that are watching this, you either watching it now or you're going to see it rebroadcast later. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. So if it costs you $100, I don't know if it does. If it costs you $500 to be a part of what Rob is doing or coaching or sowing a seed in the dream maker. And that's investing in yourself. We got to invest in yourself. When you go to Starbucks, you're investing in Starbucks. Did you shop at Walmart? You're investing in Walmart. When was the last time you invested in yourself? So we appreciate it, Rob. Thank you so much for spending time. We had a conversation today on the Motivate Podcast Show on how to build your business by faith. Thank you so much, Rob.
Anytime, Rich. For you, for Rich Wall Street Williams, listen, man, all I need is a phone call or a text and I'm in there.
I appreciate it. Love you, man. Have a great day.